So today's actually a bad day despite the P&L. The reason for that is there's not a lot of stocks to play on the watch list. A lot of these guys are just low float stocks like ADMP, which I didn't touch at all. SAEX, MICT, those were the gappers on the watch list. I don't like to do low float stocks because you have to take a huge amount of shares for them, and then my commission structures are based on per shares. So I'm charged, fractions of a cent per share, and so and the average true range for a lot of these don't move as much too. So then you have to take that into account. You take larger positions, and then if they fluctuate heavily, then you're exposing yourself to a lot of risk. I'm not good enough to trade low float stocks, so I like to do medium float and the larger float stocks. So that's kind of what I did. The only sort of low float stock that I did trade it is IQ. But either way, actually I overtraded it pretty badly. So I think like half of my earnings are actually commissions today. So it's bad, and I think I see why people say, the week of the holidays, like Thanksgiving and 4th of July, is tough to trade because of this. There's just not much going on. So anyway, I did the best I can, and hey, I came out green, so that's... I guess I can take that as consolation. Anyway, so let's see what I did here. Let's just start. What did I do? Let's do MU because MU screwed me up really badly. Let's see what I do for MU. It's just so choppy. Take an opening range breakdown. I did. And then 35. So 935, it took opening range breakdown, and I got stopped out. Broke above VWAP, above all these levels. I thought, which it eventually did actually, it went to hit the moving average here and then hit the previous day level. I went long here, but then it dropped, so I got stopped out. Can't really blame myself for that. Went above the averages, all the moving averages above VWAP. I don't think I would have done it differently. It's just choppy today, and so I think if I caught it around this area, but that's just luck of the draw. Nothing I can do. I think technically, I looked at this. I think the way any reasonable person might have. So it is what it is. Look at the 5 minute. There's all these long wicks, so it's just super volatile today. So anyway, lost like $400 on MU. So that's what got me big time. And then so that was MU. I did BABA a few times. BABA wasn't friendly today either. So went long on BABA. Got stopped out. And then I went short, I think, and then I covered. I popped up, I went long, and then I covered, which is good. And then later on, I saw it was going down. I shorted it. And then I covered down here. So it seems like I was making money. Because I was taking smaller positions. I was taking 200 shares, and then I started taking like 400 shares because I was having such good luck with it. So I went short, it popped, and then I got stopped out here. Went short, and then it's like a break even. So this is just over trading. So I went short again, and then it popped up. Went short, made some money. And I think I went long and then got stopped out. Dropped below VWAP. I went short. It popped up, got stopped out. Basically, I overtraded BABA. That's really the key. I think I should have just stopped at the first go around. Because if you look at the 5 minute here, so that was a good short. Short, because he couldn't make a new high. And then I covered towards the moving average because when it's descended like this, it's way far away from the moving average. It's gonna go back. It's like gravity. So covered. That was good. I think I was thinking it was gonna go drop here and drop below the view up, which it eventually did, but it bounced around here for a bit. So this was over trading because it was consolidating. And then if I was watching it, what I should have done is maybe wait for this at this level, because I was trying to anticipate it. So that's where I messed up. So this is the SMA. The SMA is well, not the SMA per se, but because I used the 50 and the 200 SMA, and those are powerful levels. And so it just basically bounced off of those and went back up. I should have waited for it to drop below it before I made my entry. And I think the mistake I made, I should have looked at the 5 minute and see how it correlates with the 1 minute, because the mistake here is I think I used the 1 minute, and once it was below all these moving averages, I went short. I think that's where my problem is. That's why I keep getting stopped out. And when I get stopped out, I thought it's going to go back up to this simple moving average. And so I was getting chopped up. But anyway, lesson for myself is should wait for 5 minute confirmation that it falls below the SMA, knowing how strong of a level the SMA is. And so if this broke the SMA at the 5 minute, corresponds to breaking moving averages in the 1 minute, then I should go short. Otherwise, I'm just going to get chopped up because it will bounce off of it. So that's my lesson for that, for myself. Let's see what else. I'm not going to go over the ones where I made just a small amount of money on, like Lamb Research. ROKU is a good one. So what did I do for ROKU? So for ROKU, what did I do? Oh, okay. So this is the this price marker is the pre-market high. So I saw it was making new highs, new 5 minute high engulfing pattern. I should have entered somewhere around here, but I was doing some other stuff, probably with Baba, that piece of shit stock. It's a piece of shit today. Usually it's good to me. I went long here above all the moving averages, going for a pre-market high. And I kind of sold towards it just to capture profits. I don't think I took a big share at all. Maybe 600 or 800, something like that. Saw that it popped above it, and then I think I waited to see what it would do, and then on the 1 minute, it couldn't make a new 1 minute high, right here. Couldn't make a new 1 minute high. It was it's above the pre-market high, very distended, and so my gut feeling was it's going to drop back down to the moving average. So I went short, and then I covered on my way down to this moving average. And then when I saw a sign of strength, I basically exited to protect my profit, which was good because then it just continued to make new highs, and that's the high of the day. So that's what I did for ROKU. Did I play it again? Nope. And that was it. I didn't play ROKU again. I made $200 some odd off of that. So I did the short side and the long side. I made money off of that. That's good. IQ. Okay, let's do IQ and then Alaska Airlines. So for IQ, let's see what did I do here for IQ. So at 7:30 I went long. 35. So why did I go? Oh, so I went long because I saw this level here. And I think this again is a pre-market level. And also there was an engulfing pattern on the 5 minute candle before. So I knew this candle was pretty much going to be an up candle. So it took a pretty heavy position. Is it 2,000 shares? Either 1,000 or 2,000. Based on the number of how I scaled out, it's probably 2,000. So once it pops, I just scaled out really quickly. And the reason why I scaled out quickly is because this to me is basically a scalp, right? Because it's already at this at a high. I think at the time it's probably either pre-market high or all-time high for the day, daily high. So usually it would probably go up a bit and then it would drop, kind of like what it did here. So I just scalped on my way up and then exited that, and I made what? Ooh, not a lot. Only $37. I think commission for that is probably higher than what I made off of that. So here, I think later on when I shorted the stock, I only took 1,000 later on, but my profit target was much greater. So here, when I short the stock, again, it broke below the SMA, the 2 EMAs, VWAP. It's not too far away from this moving average, so I can have that as a stop loss. And then down here, there's a level on the 5 minute at $32.99, $33. So which is what I was hoping to get at, but I know that because how distended it is, it's not going to get to there on one go. So basically what I did was, and again, here I anticipated a bit. It turned out well for me, simply because on here it's an engulfing pattern, so I knew it was going to drop. It might have seen it consolidated around this level a bit for like 2 minutes before it really made a drop. So, but that's fine. It dropped. I covered it all, and then on the way back up, I saw that this was an engulfing pattern here, and let's see, 11:49. So at around this level, basically went long. I covered, and then I don't know why I didn't cover it all. So that was a mistake. I think it's because I was down, and I'm hoping this would go back and test VWAP, which it eventually did. I told you I'm trading badly today, so I probably took a small loss on this one here because I should have been stopped out at around this level. But when I saw this, I had to exit, so I exit at a loss. So I basically turned a winning trade into a neutral trade. And then here again, then it tested VWAP again, false breakout, and then I waited for it to drop below all these moving averages. And these simple, both the 50 and the 200, I think this is the 200, this is the 50. Short, and then I covered on the way down. Again, it only took 1,000 shares, so not a big size. Hoping it would test the 33 level, which I think it's going to test it again now. So basically, it kept trying to test this level. So that's IQ, and then Alaska Airline. I did a short and a long. So let's see, what did I do here? Good. So here, I think this is all-time daily high, 62.25. So I saw it's above these moving averages, and had a feeling it was going to go test that level. So basically what happened was I went long. It popped up above that, but really briefly. You see the wick here? So it popped up. I think I set a manual sell limit order, so it hit that. And then it dropped really just as quickly, and then I got stopped out at about break even. But I think because of how big this is, I actually made some money, like $40 off of this trade, and then I just exited real quickly. Followed it for a bit, saw that it dropped. So this is number one, is this is an engulfing pattern. It's a huge engulfing pattern. Once it engulfed this, and I got stopped out, and it dropped below this moving average, which corresponded to dropping below all of these moving averages. Then there was the VWAP, and then there was this another, I think that's the 200 simple moving average. So stocks tend to gravitate towards that. So what happened was then I went short, 1,000 shares. So I think both of these is 500 shares. So I covered half here, half here. That's why I made $40. Because this obviously was much greater than this. So I ended up positive on that. Here, I took 1,000 shares because I was pretty confident once it broke that level that it was going to drop. So went 1,000, and then I covered on the way down. As you can see, that's one of the things that I have to work on, is not covered too quickly because eventually it did break below VWAP, and it actually broke below this moving average as well. And it's probably going to test this level, 6138. Actually, right now it will probably not. For now, it may pop up to VWAP and then go back down. But anyway, so that was Alaska Airline. And then I did a quick scalp of Herman Miller, but it's one of these stocks that trade at 5 cent interval for liquidity reasons. Some of the stocks only trade at 5 cent intervals so that the exchanges will carry them, the market makers and whatnot, so that they can make money off the spread. I don't like those because it's hard for me to get in and get out quickly. So I typically don't trade it. I didn't realize that. I actually went in, hit my hotkey, put in a buy order, and then I saw the spread that I lost a lot of money on the spread. That freaked me out. But fortunately, it went my way, and then I quickly exited. So that was that. Overall, I overtraded. Didn't really make much money today because a little more than half is commissions. So I made money for the brokerage, and that's it. I should have been more careful. Should have caught myself overtrading BABA. So lesson for myself today is, pay more attention to the 5-minute. Wait for confirmation. And then just remind yourself not to overtrading and catch yourself doing that. But I am proud of myself. The one positive is today was a very difficult day for trading. I actually started the day down because the MU chopped me up really bad, and then BABA chopped me up. But I grind my way back. Usually I'm done before 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, but today I'm still around, and it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So 10 a.m. Pacific right now. So bad day, but I'm proud of myself for some of the disciplined approach. I didn't try to go in. I didn't do revenge trading or any of that stuff. I only took larger sizes when I felt pretty confident in my position. It was not out of revenge trading to get back my money and whatnot. And so eventually I did get back. Oh, one other stock, Noble. I didn't talk about Noble. Noble gave me $100. Let's see here, Noble. So Noble could not make a new 1-minute low, could not make a new 5-minute low. So as it was going up, I saw that it was at this moving average, went long, hoping it would hit this level. It actually did. I think I took 1,000 shares. So as it went up, once it hit this moving average, I covered on my way. And as usual, I chicken out before it actually hits my level, because sometimes it never hits your level. Those are basically, think of it as proximities. So they're close to that level, and sometimes the stock will go close to it and then it'll drop back down or whatnot. So I try to protect myself that way. But in retrospect, I keep telling myself this, is I should always keep some shares, like 100, 200 shares or something, to see if it'll hit that level. But I think it's because I'm down today, so I get nervous about doing that. So that's the other thing I have to work on. So do not overtrade. Wait for 5-minute confirmation, and do my utmost to keep some shares for my actual target level, because most of the time it actually does hit my target level. And so I should try to keep like maybe a small amount, like 50 shares or something, maybe 100 to 100 shares. There you go. So anyway, those are the things that I am going to work on. So hopefully, people can learn from my experience. All right. Happy 4th of July.